going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in what could be an elimination game for the Lakers, right? You're in LA. I do think the Lakers will win this game. I think more likely not what happens. Lakers win this game, and then they lose Game 7 in Minnesota, right? I do think, however, if they beat Minnesota in Minnesota, I do think the Lakers might win this series. But we're getting a little far ahead of ourselves. At the end of the day, it's really going to boil down to Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura. Right? Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura, for the majority of the series, have been no-shows, right? They've had stretches, they've had games, right? Quarters, right? I talked about Austin Reaves has had 3 out of 16 good quarters. Rui Hachimura's probably had 2, maybe 3 out of 16 good quarters, right? But what you saw, particularly in the third quarter of that Lakers-Timberwolves Game 4, was Austin Reaves, in particular, really come alive, as well as Rui Hachimura really start to hit some shots, start to get into a rhythm, started being more aggressive, right? And that kind of carried over a little bit into the fourth quarter, right? Hit a couple big shots, included a big 3. But point is, right, we need those two to elevate and pick it up. If Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura continue to be no-shows or inconsistent or sporadic play-wise, as well as not being able to defend and stay in front of guys and give you the impact, the Lakers just aren't going to win this series, right? If we're relying on LeBron James and Luka Doncic to score 100 points a game, we're not winning this series. And even if we magically do, we're not winning a championship. You can forget a championship, right? What did I talk about going into this series? Guys have to hit shots. On top of guys hitting shots, we need the role guys to step up. Rui Hachimura, right? Dorian Finney-Smith, Austin Reaves, like these guys. And I talked about how LeBron James and Luka need to be transcending. Austin Reaves needs to be great because he was great the last 3 months leading into the postseason. And I talked about if Austin Reaves can be great, Luka and LeBron can be transcending. And then, you get key contributions, the role guys, so you get the random nights or whatever. Then we can win and win all the way till we're hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. And I genuinely believe that. Problem is, you haven't gotten any of that. Guys haven't been hitting shots. Guys haven't been producing and giving you the production you need on a nightly basis, right? LeBron James and Luka are giving you 80 points a game, and it's not enough, right? Like, it's just, you look at last game. At halftime, the Lakers, not counting LeBron and Luka, the rest of the Lakers had 12 points. Austin Reaves had 0 points and 3 fouls. It's just, you're not winning very many games that way. But if Austin Reaves shows up and he starts being aggressive, and he starts hitting shots, and he starts, playing the way we saw in that third quarter in particular, now we start cooking a little bit. Right? And you add in Rui Hachimura knocking down 3, stepping up big, playing defense, holding his own, being physical, right? Attacking closeouts, getting to his spot, elevating, knocking down mid-range, getting to the basket, finishing through contact. Right? All of a sudden, you're like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, right? Like the whole meme, right? All of a sudden, this team starts to look like a very different team. It's not a coincidence that when Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura woke up, Lakers ended up blitzing Minnesota, come back, and end up having a 10-point lead at the end of the quarter. Right? Like, that's not a coincidence. It's because we weren't just reliant on Luka and LeBron. And I've seen a lot of talk about, Luka needs to pass the ball more, LeBron, and, guys, they need to share the basketball more. And I agree, they do. They need to move the ball more. But it's kind of hard if guys aren't attacking, aren't being aggressive, aren't hitting shots, right? Like, if, Rui Hachimura is 0 of 7, do I really want to keep passing him the ball, or do I want to just go and get a basket? If he's just settling all game, and he's not attacking the closeouts, and he's not creating for himself, then do I want to do that, or do I want Luka to take the shot? I'd rather have Luka take the shot, right? Like, but again, if Rui is starting to hit shots and being aggressive and attacking those closeouts and getting to the basket and operating the mid-range, and I can give him the ball and he can just do his thing, right? Now it becomes there's more incentive for me to pass it, right? Or Austin Reaves, if he's being aggressive and he's doing his thing and he's being all crafty and he's getting to the teeth of the defense and he's creating contact and he's doing the things that we know Austin Reaves can do, that we've seen Austin Reaves do. If we get that from him, all of a sudden, guess what guys want to do, right? what happened in the last game, game 4, right? Austin Reaves came alive, right? In the third quarter, hitting threes, being aggressive, getting to the teeth of the defense, scoring over the top, finishing through contact, started to play the way we know Austin Reaves can play. And what did Luka and LeBron do? They gave him the basketball in the fourth quarter and said, go. And he got a bunch of shots, and he got opportunity on ball. I mean, LeBron was deferring to him left and right all game, right? And then fast forward, what ends up happening, right? Like, so point is that when Austin Reaves is playing the way we know Austin Reaves can play, you see LeBron and Luka want to get him the basketball. You see LeBron and Luka want to share the ball more. But it's like, again, it's like, okay, Austin Reaves is just going to take 11 threes and go 4 of 11. I might as well shoot it. I'd rather take 11 threes because I'm probably going to go 6 of 11, right? Like, you know, so again, it's the circumstances, right? And it's not just extended to Reaves and Rui, right? But there are two biggest pieces. They're the guys that are going to be playing 40 minutes a night, and they're the guys that are supposed to be the third and fourth guy in the starting unit, correct? Right? Like people, you know, what about the other role players? Yeah, what about the other role players? The other role players need to show up too. Gabe Vincent needs to hit shots. Dorian Finney-Smith needs to hit shots, right? Like Jared Vanderbilt needs to, you know, make sure he's finishing at the rim, right? He's not really a shot maker, right? But point is, like, yes, other guys need to step up too. Other guys need to play better as well. But we have two guys that are supposed to be our two most impactful, important players. Austin Reaves is supposed to be the superstar. Where has that been, right? I got called a hater for saying he's nothing more than a role player. I get called a hater for being honest about what Austin Reaves is. Well, now fast forward, and he's been our D-Lo this year. Right? Like, again, he's supposed to be our third guy. There was conversations about Austin Reaves. Is he the best third man in the league? Like, those are real conversations about, is he the third best third guy in the league? And he's been a no-show in these playoffs. Outside of 3 quarters, right? Again, why am I talking about him more than anybody? Because he's supposed to be the third guy. If he was the 7th guy, I probably wouldn't talk about him. But Austin Reaves is supposed to be him. And all I heard is how Austin Reaves is a superstar and an all-star and this, that, and the other, right? I praised him as such when it was warranted. Now he's not showing up. You know, have I been very critical of Austin Reaves again? Yes. Why? Because he's supposed to be the third guy. He's supposed to be the guy that LeBron James and Austin Reaves LeBron James and Luka Doncic defer to. And he hasn't been that. So, of course, I'm going to be critical of him because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's supposed to be our third best player. What happened to the conversations about him being an all-star and the third best player in the league? Right? Third option in the league, or best third option in the league. There we go. Right? What happened to that? Right? And then Rui. Again, Rui's supposed to be our 4th guy. If Rui was our 6th, 7th, 8th guy, I probably wouldn't be talking about him. But he's supposed to be our 4th guy. He's supposed to be the guy that is supposed to hit shots, be aggressive. I talked about going into this series. I talked about it going into the playoffs, that Rui Hachimura might be our biggest X factor because on a nightly basis, he's probably going to have the mismatch. Almost every night, he is going to have the probably one of the worst defenders or a small guy on him every single night. And you've seen Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo, you've seen guys like that on Rui Hachimura. Now, I know people are going to be like, well, that's why you go get him the basketball. But if he's just settling for threes all game, then having the size advantage doesn't matter. Right? But you saw in that third quarter, Rui a couple times got the basketball. When he was wide open, take the shot. If you're wide open, shoot the 3. But if you're not wide open and you do have that pressure, get him the ball, back his little you-know-what down, and dominate him. Right? Or get to the block, seal yourself, demand the basketball, demand it. Pass me the ball. Be aggressive. Right? How are you going to get Luka and LeBron to pass you the basketball? You establish clear advantage and you demand the basketball. Right? What happens when LeBron gets to his spot? Give me the ball. What happens when he doesn't get the ball? He's screaming at people. Do it. You think LeBron's going to be like, hey, man, don't. No, he's going to be like, thank you. Right? You think Luka's going to be like, oh, no, he's going to be like, thank you. Right? Because at least somebody is trying to step, at least somebody is trying to do something rather than Luka and LeBron having to score 90% of the time. Right? Like, again, you have clear advantages. You need to recognize those. You need to take advantage of those. And it does go on Luke and LeBron. Like, they're not completely exonerated of this. They haven't been great. LeBron hasn't been great. LeBron, had a poor game one. He's made some key miscues, including turnovers and all kinds of stuff. Luka, he had the flu game, so I'll give him a pass to that one. But outside of that, he's had some bad plays, some bad possessions, some bad defense, right? They're not exonerated. Don't get me wrong. But it's kind of hard to point them as the main points of blame when they're literally doing everything for this team. And it's essentially 2-on-5 out there. And I know people are like, oh, I want them to pass the ball more. I want them to do this, that, and the other. Well, it's kind of hard when nobody else is shooting and scoring the basketball or being aggressive and everyone's acting scared. Austin Reaves included. Why would I want to give you the basketball if you look terrified? Like, I'm not gonna, I'd rather just take it. So it's just things like that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.